This is California Governor Greaseball Scumbag Bang Your Wife Gavin Newsom, and here he is going to blame the massive state budget deficit on climate change, rain bombs, and atmospheric rivers or whatever. And I have seen this before, but it is certainly worth rewatching because it's absolutely astonishing, and it's made even more despicable when you put it side by side with some other recent despicable claims from Democrats. And we're talking about in the last 6 weeks, April, May 2024. You don't have to go back 2 decades to see these people absolutely putting their foot in their mouth and just hoping, praying that the media will cover for them, which they will. But my name's Eric. This channel is called Report and Opine. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. I'm absolutely begging you.
I'm begging you, please. Come on, please.
Because the algorithm is a beast, and it would help me a lot if you engage with the content. It will cost you nothing. But if you want to help me even more and spend a little bit of money, go ahead and buy my book, New York City 2020, Gotham Unglued, on Amazon.com. That link will be in the description. But I have a couple clips of, again, recent. We're talking about 6 weeks back. And that's doing them a solid, right? Because it really doesn't take that long. You can watch every single day these people say something completely despicable and then hope that you forget about it. Or, of course, the media cover. I mean, the list is really long. And somehow they're clinging to power, which is why I believe there's something far more sinister happening than people just blindly voting for them every single chance they get. But that aside, here's Governor Newsom telling you that, rain bombs, an atmospheric river, and the way our system is set up, and we had to collect our taxes in November instead of April. And really look out for the body language here.
Can we explain to Californians how we moved from a $100 billion surplus to such a significant deficit in just a matter of a few years?
Well, it's, we can explain it. $349 billion of unprecedented capital gains, 11.6%, when traditional capital gains is around 5.18% on average. It's almost double. So you had massive volatility. You have requirements under Prop 2, the GAN. You have requirements under Prop 98, which require that set aside. We use 93% of our surplus.
Yeah, okay. And all these hand movements, look, I'm no expert. I guess you could just identify as an expert, at any given time. Oh, I'm an expert. But it seems to me as if the tail, the body language, the hand motions are quite literally him saying, please believe me. And somehow, I guess people still do. All I can see is a lizard person.
Which is, I want to be careful, either on the higher end or...
I want to be careful. What? So I guess I want to make sure that I say something honest because it's all a lie. So if I say something blatantly untrue, then you guys are going to dig even deeper. But I mean, it really doesn't take much of an effort to tell that this guy's a completely lying scumbag.
Or without precedent for one-time purposes. So we anticipated, because we didn't want that surplus to go to...
And look, just for the record, that was all word salad. Oh, the capital gains tax, and there was a volatility. Who's buying this, bro? What happened to $24 billion? That was the question. And you want to start talking about capital gains and volatility? No, bro. Just shoot it straight. But he obviously cannot do that.
Ongoing commitments. We anticipated that shortfall. What we didn't anticipate is these rain bombs in December, January, February, and March.
These rain bombs in December, January, February, and March. That's a new one. That's completely made up. All these rain bombs. Wait, has it not been raining? Okay, well, there was the old song. Shout out to Tony, and #1 fan London Breed. It never rains in Southern California.
The fact is, there was something that was really monumental that occurred. And that is Tony, the original members, the brothers, Raphael Sadiq and Dwayne Wiggins, who have not performed in public for, I believe, at least over 20 years.
But rain's not new. The phrase rain bomb is new, and there's a better one coming still.
These atmospheric rivers that led to a federal declaration.
Atmospheric rivers and rain bombs are the reason we lost $24 billion. Is that what you're trying to get people to believe?
That led to FEMA and the IRS moving in a direction where we couldn't collect our taxes until, I believe, November 16th.
And there's another tale, right? Oh, he looks so. Well, I just had to make sure it was November, April. Like I could, bro. This guy, look, I'm speechless.
I am speechless. I am without speech.
As opposed to April 15th. And so therein lied this blackout period that beguiled all of us, the LAO, finance, economists, experts. And interestingly,
You've been taxing everybody in California through the roof, except for the junkies. You're throwing them the crumbs from the taxpayer dollars to help them go get another fix. And then you're claiming that the rain is the reason you guys can't come up with $24 billion and there's a huge budget deficit. How is this happening?
Has been at the White House recently, had an impact in terms of the IRS collections as well with their estimates, because there were other states that had similar delays in their taxes related to weather events, if there was any indication.
Oh, there you go. Oh, it's not just us. There's other states that are having delays because of weather events. And here he is about to say that, yeah, we're constantly harping on, the cars and you're going to die and global heating is all through the roof. But don't worry, it also goes for tax collection.
That climate change has impacts well beyond those that are often promoted. I would consider our financial delays as just another example of why we need to tackle them. Another reason I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, climate change is just another reason, right? So everything that we've already foisted on you, what's another excuse, right? I mean, why not? We can blame that. We can literally blame everything on climate change and expect the general population to believe it. And here's nasty, the Crypt Keeper Pelosi, who is going to bat against Katie Tur, right? The terrible Tur family, which I made a whole video about. Go ahead and check it out. But MSNBC host Katie Tur is too much of a Donald Trump supporter for Nancy Pelosi. And this is how, the signs are all over the place, but this is part of the reason why I think we are bouncing back, because you have this lady who's actually older than Bo Jiden telling you that the host on MSNBC is in the tank for Donald Trump, right? When you guys have lost the plot that you can't even keep MSNBC on board, you're doing something wrong.
Well, what do we care what Bill Barr says? What we care about is what the candidate for president of the United States says, and he says it with great bravado. He even says, if you beat up if you beat up the press, I will pay for your legal fees. So again, those who care about the Constitution and who have studied all this.
Hang on. Who is this for, bro? This is for women her age? You're trying to sell this to college kids that don't like you anyways? Right? You guys had, I guess, the weirdo green hair lefties a year ago, but you can't claim them anymore because of this whatever Palestine protest, which I think is all a facade, right? It's some weirdo orchestrated nonsense to get the president to move even further left, but they don't like you for all the wrong reasons, but whatever, I'll take what I can get. And now you're telling MSNBC that she's too extreme, right? This woman is completely despicable, and of course, whatever, related by marriage to scumbag, greaseball, bang your wife, Governor Gavin Newsom.
Have said, how can you say that a president can commit an illegal act and not be accountable for it because he's no longer president? Person could do whatever he wants to do and adjourn.
Like insider trading? Could he do that?
Resign. And then he's free off the hook. So this is really, if this court doesn't rule in the right way, we have real concerns about our democracy and the three branches of government. And we have to take a look at term limits for the courts or something, but that's neither here nor there. Right now, it isn't what Bill Barr's interpretation is, if he thought he heard it or didn't hear it. What it's important is what Donald Trump has said. Donald Trump is a great...
Oh, there you go. Facts don't matter. I just don't like Donald Trump. But why, Nancy? Right? It's getting really dark at this point in time. Okay? It's one thing to have a political rival and try to take him down and win more votes, but this is far beyond that. When you're going after MSNBC, when you had 60 something women outside of your house with hair dryers because you went to the hair salon while telling everybody else they had to stay home. And somehow the brainwashing has been so deep that they still, quote unquote, support you. I guess so.
Threat to our democracy. What is a democracy? What are the pillars? What are the pillars? A free and independent.
And you'll even notice, too, she's doing very similar, like, expressive hand gestures, just like Gavin Newsom. Yeah, yes. It's like he looks like a referee out there. Bro, we don't believe you. You need more people.
We don't believe you. You need more people.
Press to tell the story of what's going on, to keep everybody informed of what people are saying and doing. That transparency is essential. An independent judiciary when they're practically threatening on TV exposure of jurors in a trial of the president or any trial, and any of that. What is an independent judiciary? It's about free and fair elections, and what do they do? But
I can't imagine. I mean, being from the Bay Area myself, I can't imagine you could find even one person in all of San Francisco who thinks that this woman is being truthful or even nice at this point, right? The Democrats used to have this sort of image of being nice and compassionate, but this woman is a clear scumbag, just like, nephew Newsom?
Suppress the vote. So there's nothing in his performance, if that's the word we'll use, what he has done, that would indicate that he cares, prioritizes, or ever valued or did anything to support a democracy. And now on the ballot saying he should have immunity from whatever he might do. I mean, really, I have sympathy and respect for everybody who votes. I'm glad people vote. I know some of them will always reject those of us who might look different to them in leadership or the rest, and that's that.
No, that's you admitting that you're completely evil and people don't like you because of your crooked ways. That's a euphemism for, they look different. Bro, lady, you look different because you've had crazy work done. Your eyebrows are up, near your hairline, but you're you're admitting that people don't like you because they see what you're doing, and you can only hope to convince the weirdo brainwashed sheep, which used to be college kids, but I think it's got to be people in their 70s at this point who don't realize it's completely changed. The sandcastles have been knocked down, the curtains have been opened, and we can all see what you're doing. I mean, there's quite literally Twitter accounts teaching people to trade like you, and that's the tip of the iceberg, right? I'm sure she's up to so much worse, and we would have been okay with a little bit of insider trading. That would have been worth the price of entry, but you've gone way too far.
But there are those who have real legitimate concerns about immigration, globalization, innovation, and what does that mean for their job and their family's future? And we have to address those concerns. And Joe Biden is doing that, created 9 million jobs in his term in office. Donald Trump has the worst record of job loss of any president. So we just have to make sure people know.
That was a global pandemic.
He had the worst record of any president. We've had other concerns in our country. If you want to be an apologist for Donald Trump, that may be your role, but it ain't mine. And
I
he
don't
has
think
the worst.
that anybody can accuse me of that.
But let me just say, as the Speaker of the House, we put forth a $3 trillion bill, $3 trillion of investment in communities and the rest, and that stimulates the economy.
I just want to ask.
Yeah, okay, so there you have it. She completely snaps at her. As the Speaker of the House, do you know who I am? We wasted $3 trillion, and you're a Donald Trump apologist. You're talking about Katie Tur, daughter of a transformer who works for MSNBC, is going to bat for Donald Trump? You're losing them. And then, over to New York, right? We all saw the clip of Kickback Kathy Hochul saying that the blacks don't know what a computer is.
Young black kids growing up in the Bronx who don't even know what the word computer is. They don't know. They don't know these things. And I want the world open up to all of them, because when you have their diverse voices innovating solutions through technology, then you're really addressing society's broader challenges.
And we have one of the blacks defending her. So as per usual, it's different when we do it. If anybody across the aisle would have said, I mean, they could say very tepid things, right? You see the kicker the Chiefs kicker. They're super mad at him. Of course, he's not a politician. That's a little bit of a different story. But they will take one tiny little thing, extrapolate it through the roof, give him a foot, they take a mile, and they will call everybody racist. It's also very strange that Jasmine Crockett, AOC, MTG thing, and they talk about the eyebrows, and it's like, lady, you're wearing a culturally appropriating wig. But that's a completely different story. My point here is, after Hochul said that stuff, Eric Adams, who of course is black, he looks like a milk dud, he comes out and says, oh no, I know where her heart is. Do you think he would give anybody on the other side of the aisle that grace?
Listen, I am not the word police. I know the governor's heart. And, when you make thousands of speeches, when you're in front of the cameras all the time, when you're trying to be authentic and say the things that you're really feeling.
When you're trying to be authentic and say the things that you're really feeling, you let it fly that you think black people are stupid. But she, of course, is an awful.
The awfuls, the affluent white female liberals in the Democrat Party.
She's a liberal white woman here to save you.
One to sit back and do a critical analysis of every sentence you say and say, you didn't say it this way, that way. I know her heart.
You know her heart, right? You were the same one that's saying, well, Rikers Island is definitely going to be prepared because Donald Trump is going to show up there. We are going to arrest him for farting in the elevator. But when Kickback Kathy says something incredibly racist, I just know where her heart is.
I know what she was intended to say, and she was not trying to be disrespectful to the people of the Bronx.
AKA, she's a Democrat. That's all he said. Nope, she's one of us, so we're going to let it slide.
Thank her for what she's doing and how she's highlighting, the issues of technology. We need to have it throughout our entire city, and she has been a real partner. And so those who want to be the word police in this business, you go right ahead. The people of the Bronx knew where her heart was.
Yeah, the word police. Right, bro, you guys are the ones manipulating language constantly, right? The perfect example, obviously, right here and now, is this phrase, asylum seeker, which is completely false and phony. But after he went to bat for Hochul, he famously said that illegals are great swimmers. And he knows that, of course, I'm going to go to bat for them because they're one of us. Kickback Kathy, the card-carrying member, right? She's high up there on the list of awfuls. She can do or say whatever she wants. We're going to call everything else racist and basically turn them into a criminal. But, I can do whatever I want. Kathy Hochul can do whatever she wants because we're helping people, apparently. And they all know, right? And I constantly talk about whether it's evil or incompetence. And there's clearly levels to this, but they know exactly what's going on. And after he went to bat for her and basically said we can do whatever we want, he says that, well, illegals are excellent swimmers, but the question is, Eric, why would you say that? Why do you think they're such great swimmers?
A migrant and asylum seeker plan that states those jobs that we are in high demand, we could expedite. How do we have a large body of people that are in our city and country that are excellent swimmers, and at the same time, we need lifeguards? And the only obstacle is that we won't give them the right to work to become a lifeguard.
Yeah, okay. So not only is that completely despicable, right? Why do you assume they're such great swimmers, right? That's the first point. But secondly, well, now you're trying to blame the United States for not allowing them to work? Okay, they're going to do crimes anyway. Right? Who are we kidding? You think you're going to give the illegals the paperwork so they can work and they're going to go get jobs as lifeguards for 3 months out of the year in New York? Absolutely not, bro. What are you talking about?
That just doesn't make sense. Yeah. But if we had a plan that say you have a shortage of food service workers and those who fit the criteria, we're going to expedite you.
So he's literally telling you right now, we need to bring in this underclass of working people because anybody with 2 brain cells to rub together left the state of New York years ago. And it just doesn't stop. It's the same thing in California. The crimes continue. The shoplifting continues. They pretend they're trying to stop it by putting everything in a little plastic box and behind, bulletproof glass and all that stuff, but somehow they still get away with it, whether it's stolen credit cards or whatever the hell is going on. It just doesn't stop. And his solution is to allow the illegals, who are apparently great swimmers, one can only assume because he thinks they swam through the Rio Grande River, which they probably did, and they should probably swim their ass back since they're so good at it.
If you have the experience that you are a nurse, which you have a nursing shortage, and we would
yeah, bro. Yeah. Oh, they're so good at nursing, right? I mean, if you were a nurse, then you would probably stay, right? I mean, and for the record, where are all the horror stories of the crimes and the corruption that these illegals that are fleeing, they're asylum seekers, right? Where are all the stories of those bad things, right? You have to read foreign news. You have to read the AP Brazil or AP Argentina or AP Venezuela to find out all the bad things that are happening. I'm sure it's disgusting. I would never want to go there because I'm an American. I was born here. But where are all those stories? What are they actually fleeing? But that's a little bit of a different story. This guy is despicable. So Kickback Kathy says blacks don't know what a computer is. He says it's okay, she's one of us, and then says the illegals are great swimmers. This is beyond parody. And there's more. From Pix 11, Mayor Adams brushes off criticism of his excellent swimmers comment about migrants, which he should do, and everybody on the right should do, because it's all completely fake. And I guess I have to give him credit for not caring what people think about this, even though it sucks for me to watch this guy get away with every single thing, that he would lambaste anybody on the opposite side of the political spectrum of being a racist. And look, the point here is he actually says, if I offended someone, I'm not going to interpret someone's pain. If I offended someone, I never want to offend someone. But there was nothing I said that was racist or offensive. And that's giving him too much credit, right? I mean, whoever's mad about this, right? I'm mad about it just because I don't like Eric Adams, and I can admit that. But anybody who I guess is a Democrat and backs Eric Adams, but I don't think he has anybody either. Look at the weirdo lefties. Look at that girl with the braids who's like, there's too many cops in New York City. And it's like, lady, you live in Flatbush and your house gets broken into every 6 months. And you want to pretend that we need more community policing. But my point here is he is even pandering to the people by saying, I guess he's not going to apologize. He's going to brush it off, but he never wanted to hurt somebody, right? So how do you think that's going to end, bro? They smell blood in the water, and it can never be enough. Eric Adams is completely crazy, and I will never let him live down the fireworks fiasco of 2020. Go ahead and look that up. But you're pandering to them. You are capitulating to them and letting them know that they have the power. And before you know it, he's going to go even further left, just like Bo Jiden, right? Because at first he was like, well, he didn't really say anything. Whatever, his handlers told him that he was going to send money to Israel and send money to Gaza and send money all over the place. There's also a recent story about how we're going to make sure that Ukraine continues to have weapons, and that's just them telling you straight to your face that, yeah, we're going to keep on doing this money laundering and there's nothing you can do about it. But that aside, of course, President Bo Jiden went to Morehouse recently to give a commencement speech, and if this is not proof of corruption, I mean, who on the staff, the president of the university said, come on in here and we're going to sign up some of these black people to vote for Bo Jiden? So I don't know, but it was like a 20-minute speech. I don't want to play the whole thing, but there's a little bit.
Y'all should be ashamed of y'allself. Y'all black. Y'all are black. And y'all sitting up here beating and attacking on a black woman.
Okay, that wasn't it, but here it is.
I'm blickety black, blacker than black, I'm blacker than black, yo, because I'm black and I'm back. Yo, I'm black and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blacker than black and I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blacker than black and I'm black, y'all.
Okay, just kidding, that wasn't it, but here it is. Okay, seriously now, this is the full speech, which obviously I'm not going to play the entire 27 minutes, but if I remember correctly, it's only going to take him about 1 minute and 30 seconds before he starts talking about slavery and racism, and I'm sure it only gets worse from there.
Thank you.
And what's up with that flag in the back? That's the Congo flag or something, right? I thought we were doing Ukraine for a couple of years, and then we switched to Palestine or Gaza or whatever, and now we have this flag, right? That shows that these people don't really care about you, but I mean, it's all a complete mess.
Thank you, President Thomas, faculty, staff, alumni, and a special thanks. I'll ask all the folks who helped you get here, your mothers, fathers, grandmothers, grandfathers, all those who got you here, all the way in the back. Please, parents, grandparents, all will help. Stand up because we owe you a debt of gratitude. To all the families. And that is not hyperbole. A lot of you, like my family, had to make significant sacrifices to get your kids to school. It mattered. It's mattered a lot. And the friends of Morehouse and the Morehouse men of the class of 2024, I got more Morehouse men in the White House telling me what to do than I know what to do.
Yeah, I guess that was a joke and the people laugh and clap, but there's some words missing. It didn't really make sense. And what is wrong with this guy's face, right? Whatever, he's 81 years old. He's got this weird facelift happening. And I get this thing, like, I have nightmares of that one clip where he's like, I'm leading in the polls, Jack. And then he goes against the New York Times.
Your message to Democrats who are concerned about your poll numbers.
My poll numbers, the last 5 polls you guys don't report, I'm winning. 5 in a row. You guys only look at the New York Times. They're a great paper.
So now we have several Democrats going against clearly in the tank for Democrat publications saying you're not doing enough for us. Do you remember that? Anyways, he's now, I mean, he's got this crazy facelift and this weird flag behind him. And I guess he wants you to know, he talks about family, right? He wants you to know that, well, we have to pay a debt of gratitude to the family, even though I also have Transformers on the lawn, which completely fly in the face of that. But I'm getting triggered here.
You all think I'm kidding, don't you? You know I'm not. And it's the best thing that's happened to me. Scripture says, the prayers of a righteous man availeth much. In Augusta, Georgia, a righteous man once enslaved set foot for...
There you go. 1 minute and 27 seconds for him to talk about a racist man in Augusta, Georgia. Now, obviously, I mean, the list is long. You could go on for hours about the hypocrisies of all of these people, but Bo Jiden, of course, notoriously eulogized one of the Klan members or whatever, and these are the people. This is the short list, of course, but these are the people who want you to know that they are in charge, and notoriously, if you don't vote Democrat, then you ain't black. But last thing here, these are also the very same people who, I mean, Joe Biden especially, was around in the 30s or 40s or whatever, how old he is, when you had these people who built things, infrastructure, bridges, skyscrapers, architectural and engineering masterpieces that we all enjoy today. But now they are telling you that literally everything is racist. And of course, if you breathe the air too much, you're going to die.